Hello there, and welcome to the channel Russia in Context. Since this is an introductory video, let me tell you a little bit about myself and the channel. My name is Wyatt, I'm an American expat, and I have lived in Moscow, Russia for over the last 13 years. I actually first visited the city as a student on a semester abroad back in 2006, so needless to say I'm fairly well acquainted with Moscow and Russia. So the question is, why start this channel now? Well, I'd been thinking of doing a YouTube channel for a while now, mainly just cycling videos around the city, maybe a little bit of travel vlogging for friends and family. But the events of February 24th changed the situation immeasurably. Basically, all of the expats I knew here who had called Moscow and Russia their home, they basically all left, and very doubtful that they should ever return. And same with a large number of Russians. Quite a few left or in the process of leaving, and I also question whether or not they'll be coming back. So, and then on top of that, people who might have been planning a holiday to Russia might not be doing that anymore for reasons connected to convenience due to the flight situation, finances because things have gotten more expensive, and also because payment systems are kind of problematic here, and well, maybe potentially just for moral reasons. Regardless, I thought, start this channel for people who either used to call this city and country home and who, miss it, give them an opportunity to see it again, and also for people who, well, will perhaps never have the opportunity to come here now for various reasons. However, there's a third reason why I decided to make this channel, and basically when I started looking around YouTube to see if a channel kind of what I had in mind already existed, not only did I discover that it did not, but actually that all of the channels ostensibly about Moscow or Russia and life here boiled down to really kind of three categories. First category are videos that are just people walking around shopping centers, showing the effects of quote-unquote sanctions. Another category is videos that are basically just people walking around main tourist destinations and pointing at things and naming them, and that's it. That's as informative as it gets. And then the third category will be videos of people who are trying to highlight the difference between, say, life in America or life in Russia, which is all just sort of superficial differences. And while there is surely a need for those videos, the amount of information to be gleaned from them is not all that much. See, the thing is, despite everything that's happened regarding Russia this year, I still love this place. And in my time here, I have come to gain a substantial amount of knowledge about it. Russia isn't just Moscow, just like Moscow isn't just the Kremlin and Red Square. Look to the left over here. Look to the right. These are sites that you wouldn't normally associate with Moscow, necessarily. And in fact, many Muscovites, people who have lived their entire lives in the city, might be hard-pressed to identify where I am right now. Although, maybe not. But the idea is to, with this channel, is to show you around Moscow and sort of give you some context for not just how the city is today, but how it has changed over the last 3 years, pre-COVID, how it has changed, in the last 5 years, and how it has even changed in the last 10 years. And while I just said that, Moscow isn't all of Russia, obviously a majority of the videos will be focused on Moscow, largely because this is where I call home. But also, right, Moscow is a city of, well, 15 million people. It is even larger when we consider that the surrounding cities account for probably a population of over 5 million people. All said and done, Moscow and the Moscow Oblast have, I don't know, maybe a sixth of the Russian population. So there's something to be said about it. Um, you know, but still, ultimately, the idea of the channel is, to show you the lesser known, the lesser famous parts of the city. To be sure, we're going to go to places like Arbat, Red Square, the Kremlin, Чистые пруды, Patriki, Vdnha, kind of all the big and famous ones. But yeah, there will also be videos dedicated to cultural topics, such as traditions and holidays. But that will largely be dependent upon the calendar, things of that nature. So, we're not going to talk about New Year's in the middle of July. That just wouldn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I really hope that this will be informative and that you will follow the channel and come to see and learn a little bit more about Moscow and Russia together with me. But for now, well, welcome to Moscow.